back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an honest review of another book that I have read. I touched on it briefly on the Christmas 2024 haul of books that I'm giving to people in my family. Today I'm going to be talking about the book Esperance. This is written by a local author to my state, so semi-local I guess. It's the first book in a trilogy. It's the only book to have come out yet. The second book is slated to come out in 2025. But just a little bit of background on this story. So we're following two characters. We have two perspectives, I believe, in the story. We have Amren and we have Carver. A little bit of background in the world. So this is a newly established empire. They have recently brought a bunch of kingdoms that are on this continent into a somewhat reluctant peace, and so there's an emperor that kind of rules over the kingdoms, and this emperor has decided that a representative from each kingdom, so 6 males, 6 females, one from each kingdom, will all gather together in something called Esperance. That's the name of the book. But they're all gathering together in a remote temple within the empire, and they're going to try to establish peace. So they have someone from each kingdom. They're gonna talk about different political issues, things like that. That's kind of the idea. But the kicker is there's 6 males, 6 females. They're going to be paired together in marriages. They're married on day one, and then they have the year that they're going to be at this remote temple where they're going to get to know each other, get to know their spouses, work through a lot of these issues, that sort of a thing. Background about Amren: she's one of the 12. She is part of a kingdom that did not want to join this empire. It was a little bit less than, they were less than excited, and she is actually joining this summit that she was invited to join a little bit forcefully. They had to send someone and they chose her. She's joining as a rebel, so she has a mission when she's going. I think I said summit, I meant Esperance, but she has a mission that she's been assigned to do, and that's kind of her thing. A little bit of background for her: she is something called an empath, so she can feel people's emotions. She can't read their minds, but she can feel emotions, so she can feel when someone is hurt or angry or upset, or she can kind of tell, and the longer she's around people, the better she can tell their emotions. But this magic is forbidden within this world, so she's tried all of her life to hide that she has this power, but that is something that we get to see in her perspective. The other person that we're following is someone called Carver. He's a general in the Empire's army, and he has a nickname that's given to him is the Butcher. He is very loyal. His best friend is the Crown Prince. Him and the Crown Prince were sent to Esperance, and their goal is to weed out all the rebels that were sent, because they know that people were sent. They know that not everyone that came was on the best terms with the Empire, and so his goal is to sniff out the spies. Amren is a spy, and these two are paired together in a marriage, and so they're trying to kind of work out their dynamic together. And that is kind of where we start off. That all kind of happens in chapter 1. You get to see all of that. So it's a very intriguing idea. I have yet to find a book that's similar to it. You've got lots of other kind of similar ideas. It's kind of that forced proximity, enemies to lovers are some of the tropes that this one follows. Things that I liked about this book. I'm trying to think of how to word this. So a little bit of background for me, I don't care so much about the level of spice. Like, that isn't a huge indicator if a book is good or not to me. I think there are great books out there with little to no spice, and I think there are, vice versa. There are also books that I think are amazing that have lots of spice, and so that doesn't really determine if I like a book or not. I feel like for an author who writes low/no spice books, this is a really, really well done book. You still feel the tension between the characters. You still feel like they want to be together, and when they do eventually get together, there's still that reward of, yes, we got it, but it doesn't necessarily have that spice to go along with it. So for me, that's a plus, because it's very character driven. You feel it in your heart, and you feel the tension. Another thing is, I think that the world building is really well done. It was really easy to kind of get sucked in. It sounds a little bit wordy when I was explaining this empire and these kingdoms and spies and magic and all, but she does a really good job of world building. And I will say, this is kind of a plus minus, kind of a middle ground, but this book, I believe, came out at the end of 2022. I read it beginning of 2023, and hi Dexter. I read it beginning of 2023, and I have been anxiously awaiting the sequel, which still has not come out yet. I believe it's slated for early 2025. So it's been a long time coming. But that being said, even though it's been a while since I've read this book, I've reread it a few times since then, and I still think about these characters, and I'm excited to see where it goes. So in one book, the author has managed to get me so emotionally invested in these characters that I can't stop thinking about it for literal years, which to me is a really good sign. That it kind of segues into, you know, some of the things I don't like. It's the wait time, which you could argue I would rather have a longer wait time in a better book than a shorter wait time. I think it's just my impatience. I wish that it wasn't like 2.5 years that it took to get the sequel, you know? But overall, like, this is like a 4.5 to 5-star read for me personally. I think the female main character, she's very witty, she's very smart, she uses her brain, she thinks things through, which I think sometimes main characters will get caught in like just doing things real quick, you know. She's also not too prideful. I know that's also a trope where we see people kind of get hung up on their own pride. She's not too prideful, but you know, we all have our weaknesses, and you'll kind of see that come through as well. I really like the main male, I really like Carver. He's a great guy, and it's fun to see. It doesn't exactly happen how you picture it will. There's still a lot of surprise that goes into it. Yeah, it's a really good one. So it's fun to see these two come together. They've got completely opposing goals, and to see how it ends up is really fun. So this is a book that I recommend. It's not a long video today, sorry, but this is a book that I recommend. A little bit different. It does have that magic element to it, but it's not very heavy in the fantasy. Like, that's more subdued to in favor of like political intrigue, romance, that type of a thing. So if you're looking for a book that falls into that category, I highly recommend it. If you've already read it, please leave your thoughts down below. If you do end up reading it, tell me what you think. I would love to talk about it, because this is a local author, and while it's got lots of great reviews, I have yet to run into a lot of people like in my area and in my, you know, friendship circles and family circles that have read it. So I would love to talk with people about this book. So if you've read it, if you want to read it, let's chat down below. Any sort of interaction that you do with this video helps a ton. I'm a brand new YouTube channel, so any likes that you leave, comments, if you follow, if you turn on notifications, all those things help the YouTube algorithm to know that my videos are worth watching and caring about. And I will talk with you guys next time. Thank you.